Hello, and welcome to the Crabcast. My name is Boy, joined to us today with fellow other member and Discord moderator, Splungaria. Today
Hello.
we'll be talking about, huh? Oh yeah. so today we'll be talking about the game itself, Noisestorm, how we found out about this game, and what we did to contribute to it, and of course, our ambitious wiki project. So, how about we just go up and start that first subject, shall we? The game itself. So, what is Crab Champions, Bungaria?
Basically, back when he was announced, like in the April Fool's 2019, Crab Champions was apparently supposed to be a third-person shooter with crabs jumping, like acrobatic crabs. They had like shotguns and shields, and it looked like very much like Quick Champions, which was another game that I think released around the same time, but I'm not sure. So yeah, basically, as far as it looked back when it was revealed, it looked like a lot of fun. With crabs jumping, stuff like that. And apparently, when you kill the last crab, you will get the golden crab skin. But then we do another jump back to the gameplay trailer. Mind if you explain it?
Of course. So, the gameplay trailer, which was released April 1st, 2020, was a complete reimagining of the game as it stands. So, of course, a lot of information is unveiled by Noisestorm every day in game discussion or whenever he feels like he wants to, because this is a very work in progress game. I mean, he's the only one developing it, for crying out loud. Like, this man has time to make these things. I mean, it's just amazing how much he's contributed and how much he's made in such a short period of time to keep its members engaged. But anyway, the trailer was it just blew our minds when that came out. It was just awesome to see how far this game had come from just this game that based about Crab Rave to Crab Rave based on Crab Champions. It was such an amazing thing just to see all these amazing things come together. And mind you, I really liked what he did with the islands. Do you
Oh,
mind more telling us about what islands
absolutely.
there are?
Like the graphics as a whole, were like super impressive, based on a game that was developed by only one dude. Like Noisestorm did this whole game by himself, and that's not only is that an astonishing achievement, but it's also really fucking hard to do. Like if you think about it, like all it if go check the gameplay trailer and see what I'm talking about. Like the graphics on the water, the islands, the lighting, all of it was super impressive. But only that, not only that, like the gameplay looked very much polished and like a super improvement over the original reveal trailer, especially around the camera of the crab, which was a lot farther away than the reveal trailer. Um, and yeah, in the gameplay trailer, they were shown like three modes. Which were survival, racing, and duels. Personally, I'm more excited for survival, um, because it has a lot of content put into it. It's basically like the main mode of the game, and survival is basically a PVE mode where you get to fight a lot of crabs. Um, Now, I'm not gonna go into much details because a lot of it has changed since when it was revealed. Um, then there were other two modes, which were of course racing and duels. Mind if you explain them?
Racing and duels. I'm telling you, Spontaria, I am way too excited for duels because it's just an awesome thing just to see two crabs and these crafted
Well, not only two
islands.
crabs, it can also be like up to four players, as far as I know.
That is very right. Up to four players can join together
Well, no,
and
actually, now that I think
handcrafted.
about it, it's basically 2v2 with four players. I'm trying to tell you, like 4v4.
Yeah.
Scusate,
So
scusa.
that
Scusa,
4v4, like you got
sì,
teams,
sì,
you can
sì,
have
dopo.
solo, possibly 2v2, so it's duels, crabs coming together, and handcrafted maps created by Noisestorm to make those lanes just an accessible thing. Because what you're talking about, you got shotguns, you got sniper rifles, you have swords, you've got there's all these other kinds of weapons to go about doing this, and quite frankly, it's just so important for these maps just to be handcrafted, because then you can get that lane placement. There's close encounters if you want, and all of it just looks stunning. It's an island, for crying out loud. Like, there's not anything you want to see much more than a crab or two or four or eight going
You decide,
together
of
on the
course.
island. Yes, of course. And there'll be lots of awesome modifiers too. Like,
Yeah, yeah. As
I've
far as
heard
far as I
that.
know, you can like switch the gameplay mechanics of it so that it makes for more interesting fights, and also you can fight bots if I'm correct.
Yeah, bots will always be available, so you can test your skills before you want to challenge a friend or two. Now, I'm not saying that there obviously won't be multiplayer, because boy, there is multiplayer, especially
Oh
with these
god, the
awesome Discord
multiplayer
members
is
here.
everywhere. Like every mode is both single player and multiplayer, and also offline and online. It's amazing. Like also, can we talk about how multiplayer wasn't actually a thing that Noise was gonna include for like at launch? Because if you don't remember correctly, I think it was like in what was it, August 2019, that it was the turn of multiplayer, because Noise was actually planning to make this a single player only game, but then realized that he could also try making the code for multiplayer. And guess what? He then decided that multiplayer was going to be the focus of the game besides the other three modes. And that was an amazing turn, let me tell you.
I can't imagine this game without multiplayer, because there's just so much that have come together from this point. Like, everything just points to being able to have fun with your friends and being able to do that in the three modes that it provides: survival, duels, and racing. And all of those modes are refreshing in a way that if you were like, you played a couple survival matches and you're like, I've got them on for another couple minutes. Like, mind if we do a racing game? That's exactly what they're for. There's just all sorts of different ways to play that come together, so you'll never get bored, especially when you want to have fun with your friends. Because this is a game about crabs and weapons and guns. Don't you want to blast them in the face sometimes when you're just done racing them in duel? It's awesome.
And also, if you don't mind, we haven't talked about like the main, what should I call it, the main business plan of the game. Because as far as you know, how much will the game cost? Like as you see this game, which looks like an impressively AAA style of game, what would it cost? I would think like 50 to $60. But what does it cost, Longboy?
Yep, what it costs. Games like these are not very rare around here, but also $10. Ten
Literally
bucks, I
10
tell you.
bucks. 10 bucks. Holy crap, 10 bucks. And not only that, Noisestorm isn't planning to add microtransactions, DRM, stuff like that. He literally wants this game to be as user friendly as possible, and for that I seriously respect him.
Yeah. Do you mind if we switch gears to Noisestorm now?
Yeah,
Because we just need to put all of these we can't just talk about all these things without just admiring who he is and where he's coming from. Because I'm not sure if you've heard Crab Rave, which is a highly successful music video back in 2018.
I think it hit
Because
100 million views, so of course I know about it.
yep, who doesn't? Because those crabs, they would just be raving all day, and when they're done, they come back with shotguns.
And
So,
let me talk about a bit about Noisestorm. So if you guys don't know who Noisestorm is, let me tell you. He's a music producer and currently also a game developer. He's been making music for a decade now that I think about it. He's been making music since 2011 with a song. I don't actually remember what it was called. I think it was called Sentinel. It was released on Monster Cat, and for like 7 years until 2018, he kept making music, like high quality music. Let me tell you, he made trap music, dubstep music, drum step music. He made all kinds of genres that will make you go damn, this is a good song. um, until 2018 came. And with that, Noisestorm just kind of decided to make a little bit of a joke song. And as you all know, it's Crab Rave. It was released on the 1st of April, which of course makes it seem like a joke. But in my opinion, in my honest opinion, that song, other than being, of course, a meme song, is also a really impressive song. Because, first of all, the beat is really catchy, and the video. Holy crap, the video. The video was made in Unreal Engine 4, which is an engine used typically to make video games with it, mind you. But not only that, the animation was super smooth, and imagine the thousands of hours he must have put to make this video, and it really paid off because, as far as I know, later down that year, 2018, Epic Games, which are the creators of the Unreal Engine, actually paid Noisestorm because of his high quality video. I think they paid him like $10,000, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, yeah, Noisestorm is just also an awesome guy because he interacts with the community mostly. Like, if you come check the Crab Champions Discord server, he's almost every day trying to talk with us, trying to answer questions, suggestions, and all the stuff like that. He puts polls. He lets the community know about the updates. He's really transparent with his community, and I love him for that. He jokes with the community. He's just an incredibly awesome guy, and I can't respect him even more than that.
Hey, Spel, have you heard of those info drops that he drops every now and then in
Oh,
some of the channels?
of course. Or as we like to call them, info dumps, other than info
Yup.
drops. Speaking of which, info dumps are really contributional, if that even is a word, for the game itself. And yeah, it's just a really fascinating thing to see that not a lot of game developers actually do this sort of stuff, because most of them don't really interact with the community whatsoever, unless you're talking about like customer service with like Electronic Arts, stuff like that. And it's like incredibly refreshing to see someone that genuinely wants to interact with us, if you get what I mean. Now, I think I've talked about him for way too much. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about how we found out about this game and what we did to contribute to
Yup.
it. Go for it, long
So,
boy.
thank you, Spunkarius. So, I found about this game in January of 2020, and I was just so hyped. This game. There's just this game about crabs, and I was like, oh my gosh, how do I get it? But then that's where I discovered the Discord server, because through one of Noisestorm's videos, he provides a link to the Discord server at the end of his video for Crab Champions. I think it's like it does it for the reveal and the gameplay trailer. So if you want to go check those out, but once you're in the server, boy, there's a lot of stuff going on, because just when I was joining the server, Spel was not a mod yet. He was just an average member like me. And
Oh yeah.
that didn't stop him
Did I
from
mention
making
I was a moderator, and I still am.
Yep. So anyway, he was really interactive about the game's development, and I could respect the amount of awesome things he had to say about it, because let me tell you, I didn't really talk in the server much. It was like, do you mind if I have some input about the game? Is there going to be multiplayer? Is there going to, like, when's it going to come out? When's it going to come out? When's it going to come out? Yeah, that sort of thing. So, it was really interesting this for those few months, because it's like you don't really have, if you join the server, you don't really have to start talking right away. It's more of just like, if you want to have a few ideas, maybe get to talk to Noisestorm, because he also visits every now and then. And like Spontaria said earlier, he's very interactive with his community. You can really just talk to the guy who's making this game. How cool is that? And just that sense, being able to communicate with one of a very important person in game development. And So yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
everything's
That's also a thing I really like about him. Like, you might recognize him. Like when you first enter the server, you could be like, "Oh my God, I'm talking with Noisestorm, the developer of the game. How should I talk to him?" You're like acting really embarrassed. But to be honest, he's just a guy like you. He's a gamer. Like, you could talk to him. You could talk to him. You could joke about him. He would take it well. Like, seriously, that's a good thing about him. And to be honest, I didn't say how I found out about this game. I went a bit off track. Now let me tell you about myself. I joined this server way back in August of 2019. I was scrolling Twitter when I was on vacation. I was scrolling Twitter and I found out that a streamer I like, which is Vine Sauce, liked a post about this game called Crab Champions, and it intrigued me. I was checking the comments. There were like 3,000 replies to the tweet, which was actually insane. And I saw the Discord server. I joined. I left my kind message, which is, now of course you can check it for yourself. Just go to the server and like search for my oldest message, and that's it. But I didn't actually start being active until April 1st, when the gameplay trailer dropped. As we all know, we were locked in quarantine. We didn't have a lot of things to do because we were stuck inside. But when I saw this thing, when I saw that video, it like clicked inside of my mind, and for some reason I started being like super active. And I think in like 4 to 5 months, I became the fifth most active member in the server, and now I'm like the second most active because I'm also a mod. And during this time period, I did a lot of things to contribute to the game, which also you should talk about that, Long Boy. But first off, let me talk about how I contributed. In May or June, I don't remember correctly, I created the suggestion spreadsheet. I worked a shit ton on this spreadsheet. It's basically a document where you can see a lot of suggestions from different users that post suggestions in the suggestions channel. And I worked a lot of time on that. In fact, I think like the last update I did to the spreadsheet was in November. I really should update it. But also, other than that, I created a wiki, which was never really used because we didn't have a lot of info. I spread the game on Twitter. I posted some videos regarding the game as a whole, and I was just really excited about it. And it all culminated in me becoming mod on September, being chosen by Noisestorm himself. Oh my god, was that really hype? Okay. So, Long Boy, I think we should switch to the last topic, which is the wiki.
Yep, go for it. I'm so excited to talk about this.
Oh, should I talk about it or should you?
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. Because the wiki is our latest ambitious project on the Discord server, and basically we've gotten so much information from Noisestorm, like through the updates, through the mini updates, which he created because there were just so much people that were interested in this game, and the constant info bombs he gives us on game discussion and suggestions. It's just so much. So when he was kind of winding down, like he was like, "All right, I told you a lot about what I'm going to do." So then we thought, well, it's going to be really hard to remember all this awesome stuff that he told us. So what we did as a community, we teamed together and formed a wiki. So you might have heard earlier from Splendaria that he made a wiki that wasn't really used that much. But don't worry, this wiki was a community effort. So this wiki that we have on Fandom, yeah, is fully updated. It's constantly updated with new information, and it has everything you know about the game. And how we did this in the span of 2 days, let me tell you, I loved it because there's just so many times where the community was just coming together and just being able to just come up with all these awesome. I mean, come on, like there was so many contributions the first day, and I don't think it was just the team members.
Actually, there's like a side page where you can on fandom you can see. I think you can only see it if you're an admin, and I checked how many edits there were in total. I think I checked it like the 4th of April, which was 4 days after we created it, and there were like I think 2,000 edits in 4 freaking days, and holy
Whoa.
crap. That was a real hype moment and also a heartwarming moment if you think about it, because we brought along the community. And other than that, the first day when we did the wiki, we got Noisestorm's attention, and he, like, after we told him that, he was like, yeah, sure, why not, I'll just put it in the reaction channel. And to be honest, getting put on the reactions channel is a really hard task. Not really, but still, it was really cool to see.
I know. Like, Noisestorm loved the wiki so much that he put the link up for us on reactions. And the reactions channel is basically where people share their thoughts about the game's development. And when the game comes out, there's going to be so much content there from all sorts of content creators that I encourage you to check out. But for now, the wiki's up there, and it's got every sort of info that you need to know, because I know that a really sore point for people that when they first come to the server is that, like, how do I get this game? But what they really don't know is, like, what's in the game. So that's why we made the wiki, to straighten things up. So, but there's been a lot of like solo or individual projects that have also occurred in the past. Like, we also make suggestions. Like, I made an infographic. Spel wanted to make the wiki, and so on. Like, but this wiki, like this community wiki, is a culmination of all that energy, and it just comes in so swiftly that Noisestorm, like, when we told him about it on the Discord server, he loved it, and he really wanted to help us with it. So, in fact, if we grow it even more, it might even be officially endorsed by him. Don't tell anyone I said that, because really, he's planning to make it ad-free.
I actually saw it. I think he agreed that when the game comes out, he'll pay for the ad-free version of the wiki. I think I read that.
Yeah.
And oh my god, like, I couldn't contain my excitement and the hype. Like, oh my god, he's such a nice developer. I can't express my excitement and hype for him. Like, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Yeah, I just really wanted to put out here really quick that anyone can help on with the wiki, not just the people who made it. We've made it so that if you have a piece of information that we missed, trust me, there are a lot of holes in the wiki, because, yes, there's so much information that's still buried in the Discord server somewhere. Like, this is a community project, guys. So if you wanted to help out, like, if you find something that isn't there, feel free to give it an edit. So, because it really helps us out and the people that read the wiki. So we'd really appreciate it.
Okay, so this has been a lot of fun to record, let me tell you. This has been the first episode of the Crabcast.
Oh, yes.
Thank you so much, everyone, for at least listening to us. Or if you skipped to a certain section, that's still fine. You still clicked on this video, and that's all it really matters. This has been Young Boy and Spel. Thank you so much for watching, and yeah, just have a good time. Join the Discord, which is discord.gg/crabchampions, or look at the wiki, which is at crabchampions.fandom.com. And yeah, we'll see you in the next episode of the Crabcast. See you guys.
Crabs for life.